Pavel Durov is the founder of the popular messaging app Telegram, which is one of the largest messaging apps with over 700 million active users. Telegram is valued at $30 billion and is operated from Dubai. Pavel Durov created the app in Russia, but he had to leave Russia because Putin wanted access to Telegram's end-to-end encryption technology so that they can read all the messages broadcasted via the app. No data was shared with the Russian government. Until now, Pavel Durov is on self-exile. Currently, Telegram is the largest messaging app in Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Jordan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Moldova, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Ethiopia, and Cambodia. Want to know how Pavel Durov, despite pressure from the Russian government, created one of the most popular messaging apps in the world? Watch the full video. We at Business Chronicles tell the stories of extraordinarily successful people. Please subscribe to our channel to help us in making more videos. Pavel Valeryevich Durov was born on October 10, 1984 in Leningrad, Russia. His father was Valery Semenovich Durov, who held a Doctor of Philological Sciences. He worked in Italy where Pavel grew up before returning to Russia to join the faculty at St. Petersburg State University in 1992. At a young age, Pavel learned to code from his older brother Nikolai. By age 11, he was coding copycat versions of games like Tetris. Together with his brother, the two even developed an epic strategy game called Lao Units. After completing his studies, Pavel went to St. Petersburg State University to study linguistics. He was ultra-competitive in school, determined to excel in all subjects he took. He graduated with a first-class degree in 2006. In place of military service, he studied propaganda, learning about historic figures like Napoleon, Genghis Khan, and Sun Tzu. While in college, Pavel Durov started a project he hoped to help students pass their exams. It was an online database for exam answers that he made available to students at his university. He intended to call it student.ru. However, in 2006, a friend studying in the United States introduced him to Facebook, a social media platform that was quickly gaining traction in the West. Amazed by the American site, he pivoted from his earlier venture and began building a Russian social app called vKontakte, or VK. He did this together with his brother Nikolai and a friend called Ilya Perekopsky. Durov started beta testing VK in September 2006 after graduating college. He registered the name vkontakte.ru in October 2006. In January 2007, he incorporated vKontakte in Russia aged 22 years. Early versions of VK bore an unmistakable resemblance to Facebook. Durov admitted that it was much easier to work off Facebook's own design and color theme as he himself was not a design professional. In the early days, Durov limited VK users to people in university circles. Only existing users could invite others to the platform, starting with those from his linguistics school and then spreading out. User growth was muted in the first few months but exploded in 2007. By February 2007, the platform had reached 100,000 users, becoming the second largest social media service in Russia behind Odnoklassniki. VK grew exponentially because of a number of strategic decisions Durov made. First, unlike Odnoklassniki, which focused on reuniting adults with their former school friends, Durov concentrated VK on younger people who were currently in school. Durov also gave users on his platform autonomy and freedom. Unlike on other platforms, VK users could upload any video or audio files on the platform without consideration for copyright ownership. International copyright associations decried this, but VK's user base kept expanding as everything was accessible on it for free. In March 2008, VK reached 10 million users, becoming Russia's largest social network. A year later, it had crossed 30 million, and in April 2010, it hit 70 million users. Even as Facebook expanded into Russia, VK remained dominant as Facebook's Russian version was slow and had poor smartphone compatibility. By April 2011, VK had 150 million users. In 2011, during the Russian Duma elections, the Russian government demanded that VK remove the pages of opposition leaders from its platform. Durov refused. Armed police were sent to his residence, but he refused to let them in. It was during this time that Mail.ru, a company with deep ties to the Kremlin, began acquiring VK shares from existing owners. By May 2012, it owned 39.9% of the company. Durov had 12% and the Mirilashvili family had about 40%. In 2013, Durov was charged with hitting a police officer while driving. He denied the charges but was aggressively prosecuted. Meanwhile, the Mirilashvili family sold their VK shares to allies of Russian President Vladimir Putin, disregarding Durov's right of first refusal. The Kremlin was now firmly in control of VK. In January 2014, Durov sold his 12% stake for about $300 million, which he wired to Swiss bank accounts. In April 2014, he was fired as VK's CEO. He left Russia afterward, noting that it was difficult to run an internet business in the country. After leaving Russia, Durov went to St. Kitts and Nevis, a Caribbean nation. He bought citizenship into it by investing $250,000 in its sugar industry. While he was no longer running VK, he was wealthy and had already started a new project, an encrypted messaging service named Telegram. Durov launched the Telegram app on iOS on August 14, 2013. In October 2013, he launched an Android version. He open-sourced the code for the apps and fully documented its API. In the early days, Durov built Telegram with a team of about a dozen core developers, including his brother and himself. The others were core members of the VK team that left with him. In 2014, they were working in Berlin, Germany, but then moved around from one jurisdiction to another as they built Telegram. Having learned from his experience with VK in Russia, Durov did not want to make his new company susceptible to the jurisdiction of any one country or regime. He funded the project entirely from the money he made selling VK, burning through $1 million a month. In 2014, Durov allowed Telegram users to send and receive any document, including PDFs and MS Word documents. That year, he also introduced voice messages alongside auto-download and multiple photo upload settings. These functionalities enticed people, and Telegram reached 50 million active users, sending 1 billion messages daily in 2014. In 2015, Durov added passcode and photo editing functionality to Telegram. He also added photo captioning, video cutting, stickers, and the ability to send multiple files. The biggest addition that year, though, was Telegram channels, through which users could broadcast messages to unlimited followers. In 2016, Telegram added editing functionality for sent messages, group previews, and a games platform, allowing users to participate in games through bots. That year, it crossed 100 million monthly active users, sending 15 billion messages daily. Since then, Durov has progressively enhanced and updated Telegram, adding multiple features including end-to-end encrypted voice calls in 2017, video streaming support in 2018, anonymous sharing in 2019, and channel stats in 2020. In March 2018, Telegram hit 200 million monthly active users, and in October 2019, it had 300 million monthly active users. In 2020, it crossed 400 million, and in 2021, 500 million. On June 19, 2022, Telegram announced it had 700 million monthly active users. That year, Forbes listed Durov in its billionaires list with a net worth of $15.1 billion, mainly attributable to his Telegram ownership. In 2011, Durov donated $1 million to the Wikimedia Foundation. That same year, while still at VK, he launched the Start Fellows Grant Program to support initiatives advancing new technologies. In 2020, he donated 10 bitcoins, about $90,000, to a charity in Russia focused on helping people with low income affected by COVID-19. In 2014, the Nordic Business Forum named Durov the most promising Northern European leader under 30. In 2017, Durov was admitted to the World Economic Forum's Young Global Leaders as a representative of Finland. In 2018, he made it to the Fortune 40 Under 40 list. Pavel Durov was born to a very educated family. Together with his brother, he learned coding at a very early age and built his apps. His Italian upbringing helped him to build Western principles which value free speech, so even though he had to fight his government, he stood for the freedom of speech and moved from country to country to build the most secure messaging app in the world. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channels to watch more videos like this.